And welcome back. Let's continue to play of Dreams and Shadows. Personally, I think things are looking pretty grim. So there are a hell of a lot of foes out there on the board. Good thing is we are now in the right position to take one or two of those out, and that's really important. But what's really cool is that we might see our very first quest this round. So we are not too far away from this quest marker up there. That's 2 spaces I noticed right now. I really thought this was only one, but nevertheless I think, yeah, I think Nora has to go there this round. On top of this, we still have this undead horde waiting for us. But what I learned, and the designer Gordon himself responded to me, was that we are allowed to use those spells, especially Call the Storm, as often as we can afford to lose any actions in our turn. So if I stand still on one space and use it 3 times, that's perfectly legal. I would roll a die each time and would inflict that many wounds. So this clarifies a lot and makes things hopefully a little bit easier for this round. But I think without further ado, let's start our next round. And again, Nora will go first. I think this hasn't changed. No, it didn't. So yeah, let's move her 1, 2 spaces up there. Those are 2 actions already, and I think then it would be time to use her special action, Ambush a Foe, on the same space. Right now that's those changelings here, and we want to get rid of those changelings because they bring new shadow token onto the map, and we don't want to see any more of those. Yeah, they have a defense value of 5. Nora has a combined might of 5 as well because of her hunting knife and the mercenaries. So every pip counts. Right now we are more or less equal. As we are ambushing those changelings, they won't hit us back. That's the good news. If we would be happy enough to roll a 5, then everything would be cool. Unfortunately, we cannot reroll because we are cursed. So that's already a bad thing. And yeah, let's hope for something cool. Oh, come on. You must be kidding me. That's only a 2, but I will take it anyway. And there's really not much I can do about that. And that's already the end of her turn. So let's jump over to Taman. And the first thing that he will do is to purge the shadow. So we will just remove this token. So no test whatsoever is needed. But this was already his very first action. Let's invoke a spell now. Call the Storm. We know the drill. We have to roll at least... Oh, wow. Okay, so they have a health of 6. So I'm not sure if we will be lucky here. So first roll, or basically second action for him. Oh man, he's really awesome. He's an awesome guy. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's great. This means those guys are out, and this also means we get 2 more gold pieces for Taman, and he still has 1 action left, and that's really great because as he happens to stand on one of those realm spaces, he's now allowed to buy some gear, and I think in this case he will go for the sword and the shield. This gives him +1 might, but also reduces the attack power of his enemy, so basically also much like an additional agility. So let's spend those $2. Let's grab the sword and the shield. As we bought a card from the hand, we are also allowed to remove an additional card, and I think I will go for this relic because we cannot really buy those relics unless we fulfill a quest, but then we would get the card anyway. So let's refill it. What do we have here? Some leather armor, okay, and cold iron glaive. Wow, this looks good. +2 might. Not too bad, not too bad. Might be really something for Nora, but unfortunately she doesn't have enough money. Then we come into the combat phase. The only combat we will see is Nora against those changelings. They are at least a little bit hurt. They have 2 wounds from their 5 points of health. So let's see what we can do. We all know our values already. So it's our 5 against their 5 here. Unfortunately, now they will hit back. So this means even if we would roll our standard 3, they will hit us back. And yeah, most likely will do some damage. We are not allowed to reroll. That's also a pity because, again, we are cursed. But let's roll our attack die. That's a 3. Can you believe this? Awesome. Okay, this is good enough to defeat those changelings, but again, they will hit back. They have an attack value of 8. Our agility is a 4, so we are looking for a 4 at least in order not to suffer a wound. In theory, we would be allowed to roll 2 dice. Keep that in mind because we are on the wild space, but again, we are cursed, so we are not allowed to roll more than 1 die. But again, we are looking for a 4 or more. And again, a 3. Can you believe this? Okay, that's overall not too bad, but this means one of our heroes just took his very first hit. But overall, I think that's not too bad. But it's definitely good enough to remove those changelings. They already had 2 wounds on them. And this also means that Nora earned an additional gold coin. Hooray! Then it's the end of the combat phase, and unfortunately the witches are still active here, and in this case it's pretty obvious that Taman will get cursed, but there is a chance that he gets rid of it anytime soon. But unfortunately, even though we defeated the changelings, we still have to spawn another shadow token because of this wood rose here. And thanks to Pencil Paulie to making me aware where those guys originate from. Really appreciate it. But let's spawn that shadow token. Looking. That's wild space number 5. That's all the way down there. Pretty much the starting location of Nora, as far as I can recall. Let's jump into the scenario phase, and as Nora happens to be at the quest token here, I think she will try to face that quest here. Not sure if this is a good idea because she's all alone. Some of those quests spawn epic enemies and then she would be screwed. That's for sure, but I will try it anyway. And keep in mind there is a quest stack for each of the villains in the game, so that's really cool. So let's grab one of those huge cards here, and as those quest cards are really huge, I had to use Morrigan's character card in order to cover up all the sections we are not yet supposed to see. And those scenario or quest cards are basically 2-staged. So first of all, you have to successfully complete the first stage, and then you would be allowed to move to the second stage. But see what we have. The Lost. A cairn has been placed among a corpse of willow trees. You examine it and notice a feeling of calm and peacefulness settle over the area. The slender, low-hanging branches and leaves sway gently with the light breeze. A thick covering of moss is grown over the pile of flat stones. Test awareness against a score of 7. Okay, our awareness is a 4. Unfortunately, we are suffering from a madness condition, so that awareness is reduced by 1. So again, we are looking for at least a 4. Normally it would have been a 3, which I would feel quite comfortable with. But yeah, let's hope for the best. And again, a 4 it is. Oh! You must be kidding me. It looked like a 4 for a second, but okay. It's again a 3. If I wouldn't be cursed, everything would be fine. I don't have any boon tokens with me, so yeah. Let's see what the failure condition says. And yeah, that's crap. The cairn's purpose eludes you. Shrugging, you leave and continue on your journey. Stupid, stupid. Okay, I have no idea what we could have found, but the good thing is we still have one more turn in the first act, so we might be able to try it again, even though that we are losing basically a complete turn, but I think I will try it anyway. Then it's Taman. He's still on that realm space here, so let's grab the appropriate scenario card. And here he seems to meet a traveling menagerie. A cluster of wagons can be seen along the road ahead of him. A crowd is assembling and large tents have been pitched in an open field, just on the outskirts of a nearby town. A banner has been raised between 2 flagpoles, announcing a traveling circus show. You decide to explore the entertaining and bizarre venues, eventually coming across the more secluded tent of a fortune teller. A woman wearing the garb of a seer is seated at a plain wooden table. Her sightless eyes widen slightly as you enter, and she offers to delve into future events revolving around you. She asks for 1 coin as a payment for her service. Choose to pay her to see your future or leave. And I think I will pay that. So yeah, why not? He still has 2 more gold coins, so let's pay 1 gold coin and see what we got. See your future. You may look at the top card of the event deck and decide whether to return it to the top of the deck or place it at the bottom. Wow, that's great. Okay, so this coin is gone, but we are allowed to check out the event card. So let's see what we get. Samhain would be place 1 foe aligned to Oron on any hollow space with a champion. Do we need another foe? I don't think not. So let's hope for something better. So we will put this onto the bottom of this deck. So right now we don't have any clue what will await us, but we are sure it will not be a foe from the Aron deck, but yeah, not sure what the next event card is. That wasn't too bad actually. Yeah, but this was the end of the scenario step. I think we can directly jump into the event step. So let's see what the next card would be, and I'm pretty sure it's something more sincere, of course. War of the Fae. Place 1 foe aligned to Morrigan on any wild space with a champion. Huh, great. On ebon wings above the dead, count the swarm, all eyes of red. Yeah, okay, let's see. In this case, we can start from the bottom there, the top. So here we are, that's Morrigan. That's the C-Day Blade Master. I really hope I pronounced that right. Combat is considered a duel. That's tough, but I think I will place her next to Taman because for him I think that's easier to get rid of because he can use his Call the Storm spell. Okay, that was already the event phase. Then we come to the end of round. Let's roll for the curse. We want to see a 5 or a 6. No, that's 2. Then for the madness, again a 5 or a 6. Ah, awfully close. Let's do the same for Taman. He wants to get rid of his curse. That's a 5. He's a star. He's awesome. Okay, let's get rid of this curse for him. Great job. Next we have to spawn a new foe because of that shadow token. Again, let's draw from the bottom. That's an Aron for some death cultist. Special ability at the end of each combat phase in Act 1. Place an undead corpse on this space. Okay, that will be only 1 more time. The seductive dream of eternal life will turn them to my cause. Okay, let's remove this shadow token here. Let's spawn some death cultists here into the forest. And last but not least, we still have to spawn 1 more shadow token. What do we have here? Wild space number 2, I think. Oh yeah, that's all the way next to Nora. Great. Okay, so she will be able to get rid of that shadow token. That's a good thing. And I just realized you weren't able to see that, but the shadow token is right next to her. Let's move the fate token. That's the final turn of Act 1. So the final scenario and event phase will happen here. So let's start the next and last round of Act 1. And I think we will have Nora remove that shadow token, purge the shadows. Then she will move down here to the realm space, and there she will spend her 2 gold coins in order to get that combat feat here, the onslaught. She can activate it, and this would give her +2 might but -1 agility. But with this she will be really able to inflict some serious damage in one of her next combats. Awesome. Let's grab this card. Let's replenish it. And what do we have here? The Hallowed Blade. It's pretty much the same thing as the Cold Iron Glaive. No, that's against Morrigan and that's against Aron. Huh. Also something to keep in mind. Then it's Taman, and I think he will move 1-2 spaces up there to the wild space. And I think here he will use his special action, which gives him a boon token. And because he has the Watcher with him, this boon token is worth 2 points for him. So I think overall he has a good chance to get through the very first stage of the quest card that he will be drawing in a second. Again, we are in the combat phase. We don't see any combats, but still those witches will curse, and again they will curse poor Nora here. Again, I'm not 100% sure if this makes sense from a thematical point of view, but yeah, for now she's double cursed. Then it's those death cultists. They will summon a undead corpse, and those undead corpse will transform into an undead horde after one turn. So that's also not really good news. And last but not least, we have this wood woes here who will spawn a new shadow token. That's on hollow space number 5 all the way down there. Okay, let's jump into the scenario phase, and we have Nora at the capital space here, and here we have the Tower of the White Rose. A spiraling white tower looms before you. Its marble surface is carved with entwining vines and roses. As you enter the tower, you are greeted by a member of the White Rose. The scholar gives you a tour of the main sections of the tower and grants you access to explore the library. You browse the tomes for any knowledge that may aid you on your quest. Test insight against a score of 7, and unfortunately her insight is only a 2, but because of her madness condition this is even more reduced to a 1, so we need to roll a 6 in order to find something useful here. I guess we don't have any boon tokens. No, let's see, that's a 4, that's way better than a 3, but of course not enough. So let's see what happens, and here the failure, you are unable to find any useful information before departing. What a pity. Then we have Taman, and he's now trying to complete this quest up there, so let's see what he gets. And again I have to use Morrigan to cover up the rest of the card. The invasion begins. As dawn breaks, the faint sound of drumming can be heard in the distance. Climbing a large tree, you see the glow of campfires on the horizon. You decide to investigate and head towards the encampment, while doing your best to remain unseen. Test agility against a score of 8. You must be kidding me, but I think that's not too bad. His agility is a 3, so we would need to roll a 5, but because of our boon token, a 3 would be sufficient. Yeah, that's the case. So let's see what we roll. Wow, he's really great. Wow, he's the man. That's the 6. He did not have to use his boon token. That's awesome. Great job. Okay, so what happens? Success. You deftly move through the woods while keeping to the shadows. Eventually you reach the encampment to find a large host of Fomorians. Okay, so let's get down to the bottom of this card. Let's readjust the camera a little bit. You hide and watch as hundreds of the horned giants mill about a large camp, preparing for battle. Drumming ceases and they begin to move out. With a sinking heart, you realize the Fomorians are heading towards an unsuspecting town just beyond the woods. Glancing back at the camp, you see that it's only sparsely guarded. A tome with gleaming song notes can be seen on an oak table near the middle of the camp. Choose to warn the town or attack the guards to get the song notes. I think he wants to have those song notes. I'm pretty sure about that. He's selfish. He wants to get prepared for the final battle against Morrigan. So yeah, I think he will not warn the guys. Give warning. No, we are not doing this. Enter combat with Fomorian invaders. Not sure if that was a good idea, but let's check it out. And those guys are pretty tough to defeat. Wow, they are really tough. They have a 6 defense, 9 strength and 5 health. Okay, the health is not that big of a deal, but of course the 6 here. The problem is he has a might of 3 and he has this sword and a shield, which is a +1. But unfortunately he's also in this fear here, so this is basically neglected. So again, we are looking at a might of only 3 against a defense of 6. Yeah, there's not much we can do about it, so let's jump into the first round of combat. And again, we need at least a 4 in order to inflict a wound at all. This will be tough. And I come to the conclusion that I shouldn't have done that. I should have checked out their character card first, but yeah. Let's see what we roll. First round of combat, that is a 4. 4 plus 3, that's 7 against the defensive weight. But we are basically inflicting only 1 point of damage. Of course we take it, but it's definitely not good enough. They will hit back. They have a 9. Good thing is we are using our sword and shield here, so this would reduce their combat value to an 8, and our agility is a 3. So we are looking for a 5. Yeah, that's the case. And we can still use 1 point of willpower in order to reroll that. You can do that once per combat round, so that's not too bad. So let's see, that's a 3. So this would be 2 points of damage. Should I reroll? Should I reroll? Yeah, why not? So let's spend 1 point of willpower and reroll that dice. So at least a 4 would be cool. Yeah, of course it's a 3. So this means he gets 3 plus 3 plus 1, that's 7. Yeah, unfortunately, no, actually that's 2 points worth of damage because the shield already reduced the fighting power of the invaders. And yeah, this is an 8 right now, so 2 points that Taman just lost. Does he have a chance now? I can retreat after each round of combat, but I think I can still try to have one more round. Why not? Yeah, I think let's keep on fighting. Again, we need at least a 4, but I don't know. Let's try it. Let's try it. That's a 5. Okay, that's only 5 plus 3. That's 8. That's 2 points of damage for those guys. So if I would now roll really great in my defense roll, I might stand a chance for the next combat round. But right now I'm not so sure. So yeah, let's roll for defense. Again, we have our agility of 3 versus this 8. So again, we are looking for a 5 in order not to die. Again, that's a 3. I think I will spend another point of willpower to re-roll that die. Awesome! We didn't take a hit. This point was really, really worth it. And now I will totally go into the next combat round. We are looking for 2 more points of damage. So a 5 or a 6 would kill those guys. Yeah, let's do it right away. Let's do it right away. We can, now it's a new combat round. So again, we can spend another point of willpower. That's a 3. Yeah, we have to spend another point of willpower. So we are down to 4 already. We are looking for, please, a 5, a 5, a 5. No, no. Yeah, that's not good enough. That's exactly a 3. And now I'm pretty sure we are down. Of course, if we roll a 6 or something like, or a 5, we will be good. But let's see, we have to defend. Again, we need a 5 or a 6 in order not to take a wound. That's a 4. That's 1 point of damage. So I think we are still okay. So we are down to 3 health points. And I have to try it. I have to try it. Come on. Let's hope for a 5 or a 6. Come on, guy. You can do it. Awesome. Wow. What a hit. Great, great, great. Okay, still we have to defend, of course. So those guys are down. And I will definitely show that to you. So that's a 5 points worth of damage. Sorry for my loud scream there. But we have to defend again. We are looking for a 5 or more in order not to take a wound. Perfect. What a perfect combat round. He's not suffering an additional wound. Awesome, awesome, awesome job. Of course, he gets 2 points worth of gold here. But what's more important, we are allowed to go for the success. You strike down the last guard and snatch the tome. Gain 1 quest token, but lose 1 willpower. Whew, that's tough, but I will do it anyway. But what's more important, we are allowed to grab this quest token here. Awesome. Let's check out Morrigan's special ability. When a champion gains a quest token, place a new quest token or wild space. So let's see. That's a wild space. First token, that's wild space number 3. But I think we won't be able to get it because as of the next round, we will not draw any more of those quest cards. But you never know what's on the backside of Morrigan's card. Then it's the event phase, so let's see what we get. Dark Omens. Okay, I think there's really only one good card in this deck, and this was the first one or so. Dark Omens. It is a blood ritual, but of a kind I've seen it before. Each champion gains a +1 boon token. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, I should have read this first. Awesome. So here's one for Taman and here's one for Nora. But I think this was also the last event card we should be seeing in this playthrough. And I'm not so sure if you will be able to leverage those boon tokens because you're normally using those for quests. But I'm not sure, maybe there is something else we can do with those. End of turn, let's roll some dice. First curse, no. Second curse, yes, awesome. So we can get rid of one of those, doesn't really matter which one. Then the madness condition, that's a 2, no, not allowed to lose it. And I think Taman is no longer cursed. Let's spawn a new foe down there. It's really not looking great. From the bottom, another undead horde. Okay, not another, but basically the only one that's on the game board right now. But I'm not so sure about those guys here, because after one turn on the map, replace undead corpse with undead horde. Is this now after one turn, or does it mean at the, let's say, next combat phase when they have been spawned? I don't know, so I will play it as mean as possible, so I don't want to get any bonus out of this, so I will replace those guys now with another undead horde as well. Let's spawn, I think, the last shadow token. That's wild space number 1, all the way up there in the mountains. Let's move into act number 2, and this also means we have to flip Morrigan's character card finally. Okay, wow, a defense of 9, attack of 12, health 10. Okay, beginning of Act 2. Place Morrigan on a random shadow token with Fomorian invaders equal to half the number of champions. Then remove all quest and shadow tokens. On a random shadow token. I think right now we only have one shadow token. Not sure. Is it a shadow token on the board? No, I think not. I think we have to spawn another shadow token. That's how I would read it. So let's draw one. That's realm space number 3. So she will be spawned right there, and she brings a friend. That's the Fomorian invaders. Now we have to remove all quest and shadow tokens. There's only 2 on the board right now. I was pretty sure about that. So we can no longer draw those cards. Then during Act 2, Morrigan cannot be attacked until all other foes on her space are defeated first. In combat against Morrigan, each champion will lose 2 willpower at the end of every round. A quest token can be spent to negate this loss for all champions in this combat. Okay, for all, that's good. We have 1, so we can do that once. At the end of each turn, place a shadow token on any capital occupied by a foe or Morrigan. Then move Morrigan and all foes 2 spaces to the nearest capital without a shadow token. If all capital spaces have shadow tokens, the players lose the game. I think we don't stand a chance here. We have so many foes on the board and so few things to do. Our will points are pretty limited too, as well as our health points. So this will be tough, and we are really far from her. So he's all the way up there, so he would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movements, or here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movements. She needs also 4 movements in order to get to her. She will move into the capital space, and yeah, she will starting to generate those shadow tokens. Yeah, this will be pretty tough, but I'm pretty sure I don't have any chance. But of course, I will try it anyway, but I will end my playthrough for today. So I really hope you're enjoying my little playthrough of Dreams and Shadows here, even though I'm not doing particularly good. But yeah, hope to see you soon in one of my next videos. And until then, bye-bye.